we're going to talk about money. So in the interview that I did with the Stephanie Perry, we talked about how I make money to travel the world. I am a copywriter, and I had a few questions about people wanting me to get into the nitty-gritty details about my profession. So here we go. What does a copywriter do? I work in-house currently, and I also do freelance. I produce marketing materials. So basically I write blogs, I write emails, I do print and digital ads. I run social campaigns, email campaigns, specifically because I do SEO as well. I do search engine optimization. So finding specific keywords to use on web pages, product display pages, blogs, whatever it is, to drive traffic to the website and then ultimately drive sales. So as I mentioned before, I have a master's degree in English. You do not need to get that. I know some people who do my job and they don't even have a bachelor's degree, right? So basically I started out, at the time, I had a bachelor's and I had done something like 8 separate internships working with independent publishers. They were paid internships, but internships no less. So basically extorting low-cost labor from me. That's because at the time I had this plan of working in the publishing industry. So if you guys don't know, I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana, and there aren't a lot of jobs in the field that I wanted to get into, quite frankly. And I think, I think race played a part in it too. New Orleans is kind of a place like you have to know somebody, like you have to go to a certain school. They have to know who your mom and them is, and like you have to be a certain shade, and there's all of these things that have nothing to do with your accolades or like how smart you are that go into like whether or not you're gonna get a certain kind of job when you live in Louisiana, quite frankly. So I worked a lot of jobs that had nothing to do with what I wanted to do professionally. But I always had that goal that I knew I wanted to be writing. I wanted to be a writer since I was like 7, 8 years old. I knew that was a career path for me. So what happened was during COVID, I got laid off from my job. I was a marketing assistant at a parking company, but the real tea is I was just a glorified secretary. And in that time, I really just kind of started to think about what I wanted for my career and my life. So I started the process of getting my master's. I also started an internship at a digital ad agency. And it was I learned a lot. And it was a lot more work than in my professional career than I've ever done, right? Just working at an ad agency. A lot of my friends kind of criticized me for making that decision because at that point, how old was I? I think I might have been, when was 2020? Oh my God, I'm an elder. When was 2020? 2020 was 3 years ago. So at that point I was like 26, 27, and they were like, oh, you're doing an internship? Like I don't wanna, like I had one of my friends say I wouldn't go backwards in my career to do an internship to get new skills. Let me tell you, you stop in your own bag when you have that belief, right? So yeah, so I decided to do an internship. It was just for like a semester. And mind you, I was getting my master's, I was working one job, and then I also did this internship, and it was a paid internship at a digital ad agency. I'm going to talk money just because I think it's going to be beneficial, but I'm going to withhold some information when we get more current, right? So at the time, the internship was paying maybe like $14, $15 an hour, which is not bad. And then also I had another job, and I was taking freelance editing jobs from my internship days. So like the publishing internships that I was working had actually became paid opportunities, and I would edit novels written by people. But those jobs were like once in a blue moon, whenever they had work to give me, whatever. But it was a cute one, it was a cute coin every now and then. So yeah, so I started this internship, and like I said, I learned a lot of information. That's when I learned all about SEO, which is search engine optimization. I also learned how to write quicker. I learned about launching email campaigns, social campaigns. I got all of my knowledge about what I do professionally from that 5 or 6 months that I did that internship. So after it was over, you can choose to extend the internship for summer, I want to say, which is like another 2 to 3 months. I chose to extend my internship. And with that came a slight pay bump. It was maybe like $16, $17 an hour. Again, for Louisiana, that's pretty decent money, right? In other places, and I think they're actually charging more. I can put the link in the description box, but it's a pretty good company. I learned a lot and I enjoyed my time there. So I did that for like 3 months, and then they offered me a full-time position with the company. The salary was really low. I think they offered me like maybe like 30K, like 31K. I didn't negotiate, which I always tell people negotiate. I just didn't know any better. And also, like, 30K wasn't a lot, but it was about the same that I was making working. At that time, I was working another job, and so I had intended to keep working the job at the agency and my other job, and so it was kind of like about the same. And I was living on my own and paying my own expenses, and putting myself through school, so I was like, whatever, I'll take it. So the funny thing is, after I accepted that job, right? So at the end of the internship, when you're at that ending point, they go through this process with you, with helping you put together a portfolio so that you can actually apply to different jobs in the field. And there's like a mock interview. They help that you work together with like one of the senior you work together with one of the senior members, and you put together this presentation, and then you go through an interview process. And it's supposed to help you for when you get out into the job market. So I had all of these materials already prepared, and I had started to apply to different places when they gave me the job offer. So I accepted the job offer, and I worked in that full-time position for, I want to say, a month, but it might have been less than that. And lo and behold, I got another job offer from another place that wanted to pay me like 45K. And I was like, let me take that job. So I ended up sort of monkey barring into another position. And I actually stayed at that new position for about 2 years. And I ended up, my final salary was like $60,000. Right. So basically I leveraged my experience and also my new title for another position that paid me more money. And that's my journey. I realized that like my story is going to be different compared to a lot of people, because I think I just didn't know about my field and my position. And also like COVID opens up a new door for me in the same way that I think it's done for a lot of people. And it's changed our work environment so much that like people are realizing, okay, there's no reason for us to be in office. We don't need to be in office. I'm not going back. Look, listen, I'm in Denmark. I'm not going back to an office. I'm gonna figure it out. So now that I told my story, I understand that a lot of people aren't going to take this path, but my field is something that you can hop into even if you don't necessarily have the same experience that I do, right? It's all about selling yourself. To learn how to do that, I don't want to say you need certifications, but you do need to become familiar with certain programs. So I use Google Analytics a lot. I use Google Console. I use SEMrush. Moz is another thing that you can use for keyword research. Also using the Google search engine and looking under people also ask is basically finding the ways that people type phrases or keywords into the search bar, and then making sure that your content on the website matches up with the words that people are actually searching. More so than your actual experience, people want to see a tangible portfolio, right? That shows them the work that you've done. I've seen a lot of people create fake campaigns or they write up a blog post. You know, you find a keyword yourself, you write up a blog post about it just to show people that you know what you're doing, and you create these writing samples that people can actually look through. A great site that I use is Contently. It's a way for you to show your different pieces. You can also, I don't know, a lot of people may find it difficult to create their own website, but some people create their own website. Back in the day, I actually had a PowerPoint where I had links throughout to basically show the different kind of writing work that I do. Whatever works for you, put it together however you feel, but your portfolio is going to be the most important part of your application materials. There's also different ways that you can write your resume to show your skill set, to where you're highlighting certain criteria that the job is requesting, even if you don't have the specific qualifications to fill the job role. I hope that made sense. Another question is, how do you find jobs like mine? So for starters, you should never have to pay for my position. You're never going to have to pay for a writing position. If they want you to pay something, it's probably a scam, right? If you're looking for remote positions exclusively, take the hybrid ones out of the search bar. If you're looking just for remote work doing copywriting, then you want to narrow down your search. So for my field as a copywriter, you may see variations in the job title. So like, I've also had titles like content strategist. You know, my title currently is senior SEO copywriter, but I have previously been a senior content strategist, a content associate, a content specialist, a digital marketing strategist, right? An SEO strategist. So these are all things that involve copywriting, but it also may involve you needing to know SEO and learning how to do keyword research. And then familiarizing yourself with some marketing essentials. So let me know if you have any more questions about my field and what I do for work. I'm happy to help. I'm happy to answer any questions you guys might have. As always, like, comment, and subscribe to the Awkward Black Nomad channel. And I have released my first blog post. Please check down in the description box, and I have a link to the Awkward Black Nomad blog. I really want to build it out. I really enjoyed writing my first blog post. It's so refreshing to write about things I like instead of like things for work. So let me know if you guys have any more questions. Let me know if you want me to talk about anything down in the comments. I do read those, and I love talking to people. So, well, I don't really love talking to people. Well, I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna just take what you need to take from this video. Peace out.